The tables. So all the work Auntie doing with you and fractions, if you're not practicing the tables, Joshua, you're not going to be able to manage your fractions. Because you need to know your tables to do fractions. You understand that? Hmm? You got to try and spend some time working on your tables. Because a little time with Auntie 2 days a week is not going to do it. You got to want it for yourself. See, sweet boy? Mommy could do her part, Daddy doing his part, Auntie doing her part, but you got to practice those tables. As I said, I told Mommy, yes, and I will work with you. But you need to know the tables to be able to do fractions. So I can try a little adding with some fractions, all right? All right, I'm going to start in a simple way that my denominator is the same. You remember when we talked about numerator and denominator? You remember those? You remember that? Tell Auntie. The denominator is the number at the bottom of the fraction, right? The numerator is at the top and the denominator is at the bottom. That's correct? Right. So if we have the same thing at the bottom for our denominator, turn up my tongue, we can just come and add, okay? You can see this one that I'm holding here for you. You should be able to see this. I can see it for myself, so you should be able to see. 1 over 6 plus 2 over 6 will be what? If the camera bother you, if you want to turn off your camera, it's all right. I don't know if that's where you get getting noise. I just wanted to see you. I like to see him sometimes. 1 over 6 plus 2 over 6 equals? 3 over 6. Right? Because the bottom says 6, 6. So we can just say 6, right? It's as if Auntie had an apple and I cut the apple into 6 pieces. I give you 1 piece, so you have the 1 over 6. I give Malachi 2 pieces, so Malachi has 2 over 6. How many have I given away in all? 3 pieces out of the 6, right? So that would be 3 over 6. Let's try again using the same number at the bottom, but I'm gonna change it a little bit now. It's gonna get a little tricky, Joshua. 7 over 8 plus 6 over 8. Once again, our answer is going to be over 8 because we have the same number at the bottom, 8, 8, 8. Right? Okay. All right. 7 over 8 plus 6 over 8. Tell me what's 7 plus 6. If it's giving you trouble, remember what we say. I already have 7. I'm going to add 6. I'm going to start counting from the number after 7. And I'm going to put up my 6 fingers. When I put up the 6th finger, I'll stop counting. So let me see if you can tell Auntie 7 plus 6. 13. That's my bright boy. So we have 13 over 8. So what looks different about this fraction here, Joshua? 13 over 8. What looks different?
It's an improper fraction.
Improper here, bright spot, improper fraction. Why do we say that? Because the top is bigger than the bottom. If the top is bigger than the bottom, it's gonna topple over. It's improper. Something strange about it. It ain't proper. It ain't normal. It's gonna topple over. The bottom cannot support the top. So we're not going to leave this in this improper way. We're going to make this into a mixed number so it could stand on its feet, handle itself, you know. All right, so how do we change improper fraction into mixed number? We're going to divide 13 by 8. 8 into 13. How many times can 8 go into 13?
9.
Not 9. 8 ones are 8. And if I add another 8, I start at 8 and just add 8. 8 plus 8, which is the same thing as 8 times 2, or 2 times 8, okay? Keep it simple. Tell me what's 8 plus 8? 16, good boy. Is 16 bigger than 13? Yes. So 8 can only go into 13 one time. So we go ahead and we put our number 1 here at the side. We have already started our mixed number. We put our number 1 there. And down to the bottom, we're going to have our number 8. Because we're still dealing with 8. We haven't left out 8, okay? Now tell me how much you have to add to 8 to get 13. You have 8. I want you to start counting from the number after 8. Use your fingers. For example, you will be saying 9, 10, going on like that. When you hear yourself say 13, stop counting. And then tell Auntie how many fingers you have out. Go on. 5, good boy. So our answer is 1 and 5 over 8. 1 whole apple, right? And then 5 pieces out of the 8 pieces that make another apple. Okay? Each apple is divided, cut up into 8 pieces. So I gave Johnny 7 out of the 8 pieces of 1 apple. Then I gave Susie 6 out of the 8 pieces of another apple. Right? So in all, I give away a whole apple, Kadir. If I don't give Johnny 7 out of the 8 pieces, I only needed 1 more piece to make 1 apple, you know. Right? But I better give away 6. So I already have the whole apple. Johnny share plus 1 piece. And then I have 5 pieces left back out of that 6. So 1 and 5 over 8. All right, now I'm going to try a sum here. This one, it has 3 things. This one is going to be different numbers at the bottom. 4 over 5 plus 6 over 10 plus 1 over 2. So we have to find our LCM. You know what is LCM, Joshua? No. Lowest common multiple. Good boy. So I want you to give me the lowest common multiple for 5, 10, and 2. There's going to be a number that can be divided by 5, can be divided by 10, can be divided by 2. It might even be one of these same numbers. So you tell me. You tell me 5. Can 10 go into 5? Remember, if I take in a number and dividing it, the number that going into the number got to be smaller than the number that getting divided. Remember I tell you the apple had 8 pieces. So I can say the apple got 8 pieces. Let me divide it by 20 or something. It's only 8 pieces, right? So I can divide it by 8. 8 pieces make a whole apple. I could divide it by 8. I could divide it by 4. I could divide it by 2. Smaller numbers. I can't come and say divide it by 100. So think again.
Divided by 2.
All right, our lowest common multiple is going to be 10. 10 divided by 5 is what? What is 10 divided by 5? We got to know the tables, tables, tables. We got to know the tables to do the fractions work. 10 divided by 5, Joshua Bo.
Let's see.
10 divided by 5 is 2. So we take our 2 and put it up here. 4 multiplied by 2. Because whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So we know 5 multiplied by 2 give me 10. I did that to the bottom, so I'm going to multiply the top by 2 as well. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. 8 plus 10 divided by 10, 10 into 10. 10 multiplied by something will give me 10. What is it? 10 multiplied by 1 equals 10. I multiply 10 by 1 and I got 10. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. I multiply by 1 at the bottom. I multiply by 1 at the top. 8 plus 6 plus, now we have 2. 10 divided by 2. In other words, I'm saying 2 multiplied by the magic number will give me 10. What is that magic number? You know your 2 times table, Joshua?
Yes.
All right, well, say, tell me, let me hear you say the 2 times table.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20.
So I want you to say like 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. Let me hear you say it like that.
2, 1 are 2. 2 2s are 3. 2 4s are 8. 2 9s are 20.
2 5s are 10, right? By the way, that's a very common mistake when the children are doing tables and you tell them 2 1s, they say 2 1s are 3 because automatically they're thinking 2 plus 1 is 3, right? This is a common thing that the child will do until they grasp the concept that it's really 2 multiplied by and not 2 plus. All right, so 2, I have number 2. I multiply 2 by 5 to get 10. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do the same thing to the top. 2 multiplied by 5 gives me 10. So I'm going to come to the top and multiply 1 by 5 as well. So I have 8 plus 6 plus 5. You adding this up all by yourself, Joshua. Because if Auntie doing all the what with the multiplying, Joshua gonna go do the what with the adding. You think that's fair? I think so. So 8 plus 6, Joshua, you're just using your fingers and adding. I already have 8. I'm adding 6. I'm going to start counting from the number after 8. I'm going to hold up my 6 fingers. When I have 6 fingers up, I'm going to start counting. So give Auntie 8 plus 6. 14, good job. Now give me 14 plus 5.
9,
Excellent, Joshua. So our answer is going to be 19 over 10. Can we leave that like that? Is that a proper fraction or improper fraction? 19 over 10.
Proper.
19 over 10. Is the bigger number at top or down bottom? 19 over 10. 19 or improper, of course. Once the top is bigger than the bottom, that's not normal. That's not proper. Want to be like auntie, bigger at the bottom. Okay? So 19 over 10, that's just not going to do. We're going to divide 19 by 10. How many times can 10 go into 19? 10 ones are 10. 10 twos are what, Joshua? Hmm? What's 10 plus 10?
20.
Right. Is 20 bigger than 19 or smaller than 19?
Bigger.
Good boy. So 10 can go into 19 one time. 1 and something over 10. How much do I have to add to 10 to get 19? 10 plus something equals 19. Give me that magic number. 10 plus what?
8.
It's not 8. Try again. You can use your fingers and count. You already have 10 and you're counting until you get to 19. Tell me how many fingers you have to use.
9.
9. Good job. So our answer is 1 and 9 over 10. All right, let me stop this video. It's a long video.